Welcome back everybody to a brand new rebuild, and we're going to stay with the Premiership as we go to West Ham. West Ham are struggling in the bottom half of the table, and as you can see they are lying in 14th position, not on the best run of form currently, only scoring 13 goals in 11 games but conceding 19 and minus goal difference as well. And as you can see, 2 wins, 2 losses and the draw in the last 5. But West Ham do have Leicester, Everton, Ipswich, Palace, Wolves and Southampton, who are all relegation fodder for this season. In this rebuild, in the next 5 seasons, is to catapult them back up to the top half of the table at least and get them back into Europe. They had the most success during the 1960s, but of course they did win the Europa Conference League in 23. Does that mean we are in Europe this season? That could be quite interesting for us, another bit of a cash cow for us. But the FA Cup, they last won in 1980. And that is really of note of the main competitions that they have won. But no Premiership title. So that will be quite nice to win that in the next 5 seasons as well. But we'll see how it goes. That would be a challenge and a half. Probably doable. If you haven't seen the Southampton rebuild, then please go ahead and watch that. That was a slow rebuild, but it did gather momentum towards the end, and hopefully we're going to aim to do the same again with West Ham. What looks like their favoured formation, a 4-3-3 with 1 DM. If we're going to do that, I'd rather have 2 DMs, but we'll see what players we have got to play with Jarrod Bowen up top and Paquette on the left and Kudus on the right hand side. Some pretty good players as well, including Todibo as well, so there's no reason why they are where they are. They've even got Wan-Bissaka as well from Manchester United, so it's just mind-boggling. So we are playing with an updated database, as we have got our new squad as well. If we just get rid of that. So this is our squad currently. Lewis, 18-year-old. Wow, okay, bags up. Like to use him. He's worth up to £85 million. Wow, definitely one for this rebuild as well. Fulkrug as well, striker, 31 years old, however, so he would need replacing at some point. But if we have a look at the young players first, Lewis, 18 years old, he is our youngest player. But if we go to the other end of the spectrum, we have got a fair few players 30 and above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players 30 and above, with Fabianski at 39 years old. 3 goalkeepers 30 and above. That's incredible, with no other players under 30 goalkeeper wise. Wow. But they have got a fair few decent players, so if we have a look at some of them as well. Fulkrug, like I say, he is 31, but look at them stats. Would like to use him as well though while we have got him. He's here till 2027 as well, so another 4 seasons. That'll make him 35. Wow. We've got Zuma, who's out on loan, I think. Why? Why are you out on loan? Sola, we have got him on loan, so he's worth up to 24. If he's any good, it'd be nice to hang on to him for a bit longer as well. Not bad a player there in midfield. Alvarez, a DM, I think, a ball-winning one as well. Again, 26-year-old, pretty decent. Todibo, he is actually on loan to us, so I would like to bring him in if we haven't got anybody better, but he's only 24, so plenty of time. Jarrod Bowen, 27, so he is acting as our striker currently, which I thought he was a winger. Maybe I was mistaken. We've also got Ward-Prowse, who's out on loan. Not sure why, but look at them. Corners, 20. Free kick taking, 20. Why is he out on loan? I wonder if we can actually get him back. I want to be able to recall from loan, which we can't. I hope he hasn't got a fee that is required. No, so there's no obligation to buy him next season. So he is with us for another 3 seasons. So I don't understand why he's out on loan. Paqueta, 26 years old, advanced playmaker, midfielder. I mean, they've got some very, very decent players. Rodriguez, 30 years old, again, another defensive midfielder. Kudus, he is a winger, I think, wasn't he? Attacking midfield on the right. He'll be challenging with that 18-year-old. Wow. Areola, the goalkeeper. Yeah, we're kind of struggling goalkeeper-wise, really. Fodringham, he is 33, not great. Fabianski, still a decent goalkeeper, actually, to be fair. Sweeper keeper. But our best one, Areola, he is 31, so he's probably hitting his prime now. So, yeah, we'll let the goalkeepers fight it out between themselves for the first season. There won't be any transfers in the first season, but I'm very tempted to lock Lewis in. But we've got Kudus as well. Wow, I mean, look at him. He's really quick. Interesting. Finances, there is 88, 89 million in the bank. There is a budget, but we're not going to be using it because the transfer's already been done because we're playing on the new database. Staffing-wise, do we need to have a lot of work done here? Yes. We've got no recruitment staff. Definitely need some goalkeeping staff, although we are over on coaches and no set piece coach. If we just have a look at our under 21s, anybody that stands out? Not particularly, apart from kind of Marshall. He is out on loan. Looks pretty decent. Some way off first team football, I guess. We'll have a look in the under 18s. Really nobody of note there. But club vision, they want us to work within the budget, increase commercial revenue, grow the reputation. Maximum 1-year contracts for 34 and over. Maximum 2-year contracts for age of 32. But we have Fabianski at 39. 3-year contracts for players over the age of 30. Minimum 4-year contracts for first team players. They want us to qualify for the Europa League, be competitive in the FA Cup and the Carabao as well. Again, latter stages Europe, still go for Europe. We want to try and get him into the Champions League if at all possible. So we're going to adopt the favoured formation with the 2 midfielders and a DM. We've just twisted a few of the playing positions a little bit. So instead of having 2 inside forwards, we're going to have 1 winger on support. And that's going to be Lewis, the young 18-year-old. I want him to play as much game time as he can, because I think he can develop into something very, very special indeed, especially at 18 years old. Them stats are phenomenal. Also, we're going to lock in Alvarez as the DM. Again, another player that we brought in. I think he brought in for about £32 million or something like that. So again, another player that we need to get a game time after having spent quite a bit of money on him as well. But every other position is going to be as it is. We're going to have an AP in the centre as opposed to a central midfielder and a libero as well at the back to push up into the DM position. But if we pick our best 11, these players do come out. Bowen comes out onto the left. Ward-Prowse, who's not actually with us currently, but he's into the starting, and Zuma at the back as well. So as soon as they come back, they will occupy them spaces, no doubt. Kudus on the right hand side, Fulkrug up front. So yeah, everything changes a little bit. And it's gone pretty well. The friendlies weren't without a hitch. We did start against Chelsea and we lost that 2-0 away from home. Then we beat Arsenal at home, Fulkrug, with the 76th minute winner. Excellent stuff. We used that to go away to Liverpool, which we did take a 1-0 lead, and then we just conceded 3 goals inside 3 minutes. I mean, that's just insane. But we did get one back from Fulkrug once again, but it just wasn't enough to get back into the game to snatch a point. Then we played Ipswich in the Carabao Cup second round, and we win that 3-1. Fulkrug again getting in on the goals, but 2 goals in the 90 plus minutes, including Ipswich's as well. Quite entertaining the last couple of minutes. And it doesn't look like we are in Europe this season, so that is a little bit of a shame, but something to work towards this season. We are currently lying in 14th position because we've lost them 2 games, but I'm every confidence we can finish definitely in the top half and probably go for a 7th place finish. And we've drawn Bolton in the next round of the Carabao Cup. So let's head off into our first season and see how we get on. Well, season 1's over and we've done the unthinkable. We are in the top 7 Europa League football, folks. That is fantastic. Top 6 going to the Champions League. Oh my word, that's just crazy. 15 wins, 14 draws. I think that's the most in the league actually, apart from Bournemouth who equalled it. But yeah, that's an awful lot of draws. If you could convert some of them into wins, that would be even better. And to be perfectly honest, we're some way off a Champions League 4th spot anyway, but only, oh look at that, 6 points off Spurs in 5th. Goodness me, that's an incredible season by the lads. 48 goals conceded in 38, 57 goals scored. We only lost 9. a lot less than Spurs. We've had a really good season judging by that as well, so I'm pretty pleased with that, but we will have to change that formation. Too many draws. We need to go on the offensive, I feel, for next season. Although Fulkrug did get 25 goals for the season, second behind Haaland with 34. And Fulkrug also gets second most player of the match awards behind Haaland as well. So yeah, Haaland beating him twice to some awards there. Competitions, 4th round exit by Villa in the FA Cup. A 4-2 loss. That's disappointing. The eventual winners being Manchester United. 2-0. And we did bow out by Liverpool in the 4th round of the Carabao as well. Only by 1-0 though. And the eventual winners go into Liverpool with a 3-0 victory over Fulham. Squad, the 2 players we locked in. Alvarez looks okay, although he did play 43 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. But Luis on that left hand side, yeah, he needs a little bit more improvement, I think. But I do feel there is something there. Maybe he needs to go on the right hand side, but we're going to keep him on that left, see how well he does. He looks like he is improving. So if we just have a look at his development and all time, definite stats are going in the right direction. Everything going up bar 1, which is penalty taken, which I'm not too fussed about. So overall goals, 31 goals for Fulkrug. Maybe time to cash in on him and have Bowen up there, who is actually wanted by Chelsea. £72 million. I'd rather have Bowen there, and Fulkrug will probably offload maybe. Bowen probably playing out on the wings though, to be fair. Kudus 6 and 2. Yeah, nobody else really came close to Fulkrug really. Todibo, if we can hang on to him, that would be amazing. 34 million though. But if we can hold on to him, that'd be great. And Sola, maybe. 32 off the bench, 10 game start. We need a lot of money though. I don't think we need that much. We just need to offload a couple of players to let the others shine. But other than that, I don't think it's too bad a season. Areola, 53 conceded and 42 with 10 clean sheets. With Foderingham getting 1 game, conceding 2. And what about Fabianski? Nothing. So yeah, he'll be leaving at the end of this season. So, or is he retiring? There's no mention of him retiring. He's 40 years old now. I mean, that's just mad. So getting into next season, we have been given, wow, okay, if we can add to that by selling a couple of players, we could definitely go and do some damage and make a nuisance of ourselves in Europe. Well, what a busy summer we have just had. We have let go of £95 million worth of players. Rodriguez, he's now in his 30s. He's gone to Al Ahly, Saudi Arabia, for up to £71 million. Couldn't really refuse that, to be honest, in the end, for a 30-odd-year-old. Fulkrug is also gone. He's gone to Villa for 25 million. Souček has gone to Wolves for 17.5, and a couple of other players there. So 95 million pounds in the pot added to the current budget as well. And these are the players we've just brought in. First up is Jean-Claire Todibo. He was on loan to us. He looks absolutely fantastic. And for 34 million pounds, we snatched them off their hands. For the 25-year-old, absolutely stunning. He had a really good season with us last season. Hopefully it'll continue. Kubo comes in from Real San Sebastian for £25 million. A CAM player, 24 years old. Again, stats are going up all the time. Good potential. He's got a great first touch. Decision making is going to be pretty good, and his vision for that CAM position is fantastic as well. So yeah, everything on the rise there as well. We also bring in from Toulouse for £8 million. Restes, goalkeeper. Our goalkeepers are well into their 30s. We've still got Areola, he's still got a couple of years left in him, and we're bringing Restes in as a replacement. 20 years old, like I say. Wonder kid, actually, still at this age. And yeah, his stats look really nice. Natural fitness is fantastic. He's got good handling, 12, that's gone up. Determination's all there as well. And yeah, work rate and everything else. It looks pretty good. There's not many stats under 10. Aggression, maybe. Flair, not really bothered. Off the ball, just catch it. I don't care. Free kick taken, penalty taken, not really interested. Other than that, at 6'2", yeah, he's going to be quite here for some time, I feel. We also bring in from Brighton, Kadioglu, wing back, can play either side, left or right, and I think his preferred position is left, even though he's a right-footed player. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, definitely going to challenge our current wing backs at the moment, but 25 years old, couldn't really say no, and quite cheap as well. Also, we bring in from Wolves for £30 million is Kuna, a cam player or backup forward, before we brought in our main signing, because I realised we had lots of money left because of the sales. But Kuna comes in as a backup to, I'm not sure who it was, Kubo in the cam position, 26 years old. Again, looks phenomenal. He can play shadow striker or striker, so he can be backup to either one of them positions, and plus he can play out on the side as well. And our main signing is Evan Ferguson from Brighton. They made a packet out of us this season. £73 million, 20 years old. We're locking him in this season. Acceleration and pace look phenomenal, and finishing, wow, at 20 years old, you're having a laugh. At 6'2", we know what a beast he turns into. So, like I said, we're locking in a couple of players, Ferguson and Restes, because if we go over and pick our best 11, they drop out. Areola and Bowen comes in, and I'm glad to say we're unbeaten. We started against Manchester United winning 3-2, then we beat Spurs 4-2. Everton we drew disappointingly away from home, and then we beat Leicester 4-0. Ferguson getting amongst the goals there. The Europa League, we have been drawn against Sigma, Olomouc, Braga, Club Brugge, Bratislava, Lazio, Monaco, Aberdeen and Sturm Graz. We're currently lying second in the table because we're unbeaten, 3 wins and a draw. There's only Man City ahead of us, 4-4, and we've got a better goal difference as well. Wow. We are predicted around about 6th in the Europa League, and also we have drawn Liverpool in the next round of the Carabao. So that's going to be interesting. So let's jump into our second season and see how these lads perform, and hopefully bring home a trophy or maybe 2. Well, the season's ended and we have got a few more spaces. We're into a Champions League spot, folks. 4th position. We've made it to the top 4. 71 points. It could have been so much more if we didn't lose our last 2 of the 5 games. We're not that far behind Arsenal, Man City, Manchester United win the league, actually. That's pretty amazing. 21 wins, 70 goals scored, 43 against. That is pretty good, considering we had a very young goalkeeper who wasn't up to his potential anywhere near it. But yeah, very impressed with that this season. Ferguson is 2 goals behind Haaland for the Golden Boot. 27 goals for the young lad this season. That is fantastic. Bowen gets 13 assists. Ferguson 6th Player of the Match awards, again behind Haaland, who just seems to do it all the time, as you can, if you can recall from the Southampton save last week. Yes, yeah, they did it to me there as well, didn't they? So yeah, not a happy chap in that respect. But Bruno gets 19 assists. The FA Cup, we get knocked out by Fylde. What? 3-2. Of the Vanarama, we lost to a Vanarama side. That is a shock and a half. That must be one of the worst defeats ever I've seen. Did Fylde go any further? No, they lost 4-0 to Swansea of the Championship. So yeah, not happy about that at all. The Carabao Cup, we didn't get any further than the 3rd round either, losing on penalties after a 4-4 draw with Liverpool. But we do make it to the final of the Europa League, and we smash RB Salzburg. Wait for it, 7-3 in the final. That is absolutely incredible, despite Salzburg equalising very early on. 15-16 minutes gone. We do go ahead in the second half, and that's where all the goals come in. 1-1 at half time. Can you believe that? And we end up winning 7-3. Ferguson netting 5 goals, I believe, as well, which is absolutely amazing. Kudos with a fantastic header there as we go forward once more, and it's just been an onslaught. I'd love to see the stats on this one. Ferguson with a nice header as well. But 7-3, is that the highest in a final? Let me know down in the comments below if you believe it to be, especially in the European final. We have now won the Conference League. That was before us in 2023. But we do win our first trophy, and it's the Europa League. So we would have been in the Champions League regardless of our finish in the end anyway. Salzburg still hunting down goals, which they score the 3rd one there, and then it is just ourselves. I think that is 5-3 at the moment. Ferguson again, well, the referee looked at it, but didn't see anything wrong with it though. We must have stolen it here, and Ferguson latches onto a mistake at the back. Stats wise, 15 shots on goal, 8 on target, and we score 7. That's incredible. With only a 1.9 XG. Well, that does not make sense whatsoever. Ferguson does lead the way for the most goals in the competition. 21. Wow. Well, it does help scoring 5 in the final. He also gets the best player by just 0.01 from Zaniolo, which I was looking at though, to be fair, to come in. But we've already got players that can play in them positions. Ward-Prowse gets 8 assists. And Restes and 7 clean sheets for the competition as well. That's pretty good. The league phase, we finished on top, winning 7 of the 8 with the score. Sturmgratz gets smashed 7-1. We did lose 1 game to Monaco. Round of 16, we put out Lyon 6-2. Thanks to a 6-0 second leg win. Quarters, we beat Real San Sebastian 8-1. Wow. And the semis, we beat Monaco 5-3. So plenty of goals. There's confirmation. But yeah, disappointing in the domestics. But yeah, we finished 4th, which is really impressive. And we take away another European trophy. Ferguson, 55 goal contributions in 54. Scoring 53. And he's shot up to almost a 5-star. I mean, that is just amazing. 14 and 11 for Kudus, 13 and 20 for Bowen, 10 and 10 for Kubo, 23 assists for Ward-Prowse. He only scored 4 goals though. And our goalkeeper is looking pretty good. It looks like he'll get a couple more stars by the end of this rebuild as well. 63 got conceded with 21 clean sheets. And our other youngster, Lewis Gilherm, again, it looks pretty good. Only 8 starts, 32 off the bench, with only just 1 assist. That is disappointing, though, it has to be said. So going into next season, what are they going to give us? 62, a very paltry, modest amount considering now we are in the Champions League. So starting with the outs, only 2 players that leave the club, 2 defenders actually. Kurt Zouma, he's gone to Real Madrid for 19.75 million, and we lose Konstantinos Mavropanos. He's gone to Al Tawun for up to 7.5. So 2 defenders going. Zouma is a big loss, but he was into his 30s, and we need to give some of our younger players a chance as well. And with that money added to the budget, we brought in the following players. From Sporting, we bring in Diamonde, £37 million. A very, very good replacement for Zouma. His stats look absolutely amazing at only 22 years old as well. Physicals look wow. Jumping reach, natural fitness. He's got a good strength as well. He can pass, he can mark. And his heading's not that great actually. At 6'3", I expected a little bit more than that. But other than that, everything else, including tackling, wow, pretty good for a centre-back. We also bring in another defender, £30 million from Napoli, Rafa Marin. We needed another backup, bit more depth, 24 years old as well. So we lose Zouma, who's in his 30s, Mavropanos, I think he was about 28, 29, and we bring in 2 youngsters. Rafa Marin, 24, like I say. Again, looks pretty good, probably the same par as Todibo at this point, so they can battle it out to play alongside Diamonde. And finally, we bring in from Liverpool, £23 million, Harvey Elliott. Ward-Prowse is into his 30s now. He can still play some, I can tell you, but I'm looking at Harvey Elliott to replace him, and hopefully he'll get some game time with some of his stats going up already. We've only locked in 1 player, that's Lewis Gilherm. Cam position, his stats are going up as well. He's got a really good pace as well actually. He should be playing out on the wing, but we've got Bowen who is still playing, so until he goes, Lewis is not going to get any game time, but we are going to push him into the cam position because he can play in that position. But if we pick our best 11, everything... Oh, Lewis goes out to the left-hand side now. Interesting. Maybe we might just take him out and see what happens. But I do want Lewis to get some game time along that line, see which position is best for him. But Bowen has actually moved to the right-hand side. I couldn't find him for a second there, but he is on the right-hand side. So, because normally that would be Kudus' position. So maybe he'll share that with him. We shall see. We did play in the UEFA Super Cup and we lost out to Real Madrid with Bellingham Jr., Valverde and Mbappe. But we started the campaign against Arsenal, 0-0. Not bad away from home. Then we smashed Everton 4-1 with Ferguson getting a hat-trick and Crystal Palace 3-1. Ferguson again on the score sheet. The Champions League, we've been drawn against RB Salzburg, who we panned in the final of the UEFA Cup. We've got Real Madrid, Dortmund, Ferencváros. We've also got Leverkusen, Manchester United, Marseille and Slavia Prague. Going to be pretty difficult, but I would like to think we can scrape through that group stage. We're currently lying 3rd in the table, unbeaten, and we're predicted to finish 15th in the league of the Champions League. So I'm quite happy with that. And we've got Southampton in the next round of the Carabao Cup. So let's get on to season 3. And let's see if we can add to that UEFA Cup that we won last season. Well, they don't come any spectacular than that. We've won the league. West Ham are champions of the Premiership, I believe, for the very first time. That is, wow. I didn't expect it to win this early, I must admit. Season 3, I expected season 5 to give it a good show by then. But wow, we have scored 101 goals. I wonder if that's all down to Ferguson, though, to be fair. Up front, seems to be scoring for fun recently. But wow, we've won it from Arsenal. 4 points in the end. We did lose 8 games though. And Ferguson 45 goals. Where's Holland? Oh, there he is in 27, just over half of Ferguson's goals. But Ferguson best player in the league. Kudus 13 assists. Ferguson does get 8 player of the match awards, 1 behind Haaland, and Alvarez 11 bookings. I don't mind about that, but Ferguson, what a star player he's turned out to be. I mean, look at his stats. He's still almost at a 5-star, but them stats just, finishing's gone up. He's gone up to a 17 now. Damn quick, and he's only 22 years old. Worth up to £152 million. Incredible. We'll just have a quick look at some of the scores though. There's a 4-2 over Ipswich. Anything big? 5-2 over Villa. We have a 4-0 over Leeds, 4-0 over Fulham, 5-1 over Everton, 4-1 Ipswich. Nothing considerably big, apart from Newcastle 5-2, 6-0 against Villa, then 5-0 against Bournemouth, 7-1 against Brentford. The last month, May, really turned it around for us. But we do get to the final of the Carabao Cup and we do win a domestic double, winning on penalties against Arsenal. I think it was 4-3 in the end, with Saka scoring and equalising in the 74th minute through a penalty. And he starts off the penalty shootout with a goal as well. Ferguson slams it in for a 1-1. Vieira misses. Was that a save or off the post? Paqueta, brilliant goal into the left-hand side. Vieira, yeah, straight past Restes. Kuna, great finish. Nice to see him getting some game time as well. Arsenal making a good show of it though. Harvey Elliott, bang it. They were all shot into that corner of the goal, wasn't it? But 13 shots to Arsenal's 3. I think we deserved it on a whole. 51% possession, 91 pass completions to Arsenal's 92. We had a better XG. I think overall we deserved it more. But that is a league and cup double. Pity we couldn't get the UEFA Super Cup, but we did get knocked out by Arsenal. So Arsenal did get the revenge on us, knocking us out in the FA Cup. It's at quarterfinals, 3-1. And the Champions League, we did get beat by Real Madrid, which we just can't seem to beat. 5-2 overall, wow. The league phase, we did qualify in 12th position with 4 wins against Manchester United, Ferencváros. We got Dortmund and Salzburg we beat again. We drew with Marseille and Leverkusen, but losing to Slavia Prague. Wow, and Real Madrid again. Just can't seem to beat Real Madrid, of which they only finished in 6th position, losing the 1 game against Benfica. And it was Inter that go through unbeaten. We did beat Celtic 8-3 over the 2 legs. After a 3-3 draw in the first, we smashed them 5-0 at home. And then the round of 16 where we lose. But the final was won by Real Madrid over Arsenal. Okay, 2 teams that have really been our nemesis this particular season. Squad-wise, well, it's a lot better shown goals, but look at Ferguson. Oh my word, 65 goals in 59 starts. That's mad. Lewis, he did get some game time. He's up to almost a 5-star as well. And he's only 21 years old. He's worth more than Ferguson. How does that work? 17 and 13 for him. Kudus, 14 and 20. 12 and 14 for Bowen as well. We may have to look to cash in on him, but 80 to 804 million pounds. He's only 30 though. We might hang on to him a little bit longer, I think. But we've only got a couple of players that are really brilliant as well. Restes, 64 conceded and 56. 21 assists though for Ward-Prowse at the age of 32. He did play 56 games. Harvey Elliott, he did play 15 starts, 32 with 14 assists. So he's looking good to replace Ward-Prowse. Overall, I think we've done remarkably well. Rest is only 17 clean sheets, which is not a lot considering he had more last season. Going into next season, we have been given, wow, 120 million. Well, considering a few of them are reaching 30s and above and are dropped off a little bit, we will need to replace them at some point. And we've got about £500,000 a week extra in the budget as well. Definitely going to be spending some of this. We do lose James Ward-Prowse in the end. He's gone to Saudi Arabia for £51 million. We couldn't refuse it. It was worth up to about 30 to 40, but they came in with an offer. Like I say, we just snatched their hands off them, and for a 32-year-old, I think he was. Yeah, he is. I mean, them stats just speak for themselves. I was hoping to hang on to him to the end of this rebuild, to be fair, because he's just one hell of a player. But I thought we could get somebody younger in. That would be amazing. We also lose Ergaard as well. He's gone to Saudi Arabia as well, up to 13.25. And Emerson's also gone up to £7 million as well. So a couple of defenders and the midfielders going, of which we had to replace. And replacing we did. Moise Caicedo comes in, £75 million from Chelsea. A replacement for really Ward-Prowse, but I think Elliott's going to take his mantle and Caicedo's going to drop into the DM role, or he might switch it up to go in the midfield. We shall see. But his stats look pretty amazing as well for 25 years old. I mean, that's pretty good. We also bring in Gahey from Palace, £57 million, centre back. Again, very quick, very physical. He's got good marking abilities, good tackling. His leadership's quite good, and determination is going to be quite handy to have at the back, and at only 27 years old as well. We also bring in from Juventus £34 million, another midfielder, Ryan Gravenberch. Again, another solid player. He did go to Liverpool, ended up at Juventus, and looks pretty neat. I mean, again, one stat for long throw-ins under 2-digit. Finally, from Salento, we bring in Patrick Dorgu, a left back. Just a cheap understudy. Definitely one that can develop going forward. We're sticking with the same formation that won the league. And if we pick our best 11, not all of the players come in. Gahey and Caicedo come in. There's no room for Gravenberch. And I'm not too happy with Bone being out on that left-hand side. Lewis can come onto the left, and we'll have Kudus up there instead. Maybe I might have to lock them guys in. And that looked pretty good reading until after the Community Shield, of which we did win. We beat Leeds 5-1 for another trophy in the cabinet. Then Brighton did us 1-1 in the end. Equaliser from Ferguson. Ferguson also scored against Liverpool in the loss. We did take the lead in that one as well. We just couldn't not hang on. Spurs we beat 2-1, and Newcastle. So quite a tough start to the season. Champions League, we have got Celtic, Inter, Leipzig, Dinamo, Napoli, Juventus, Fenerbahce and Wolfsburg. I would like to think we could definitely qualify in the top 8. We are currently lying 8th in the table, which I'm quite disappointed about, but we did draw and lose a game already. Man United top 4 for 4 at the moment. We are predicted now 10th in the Champions League table. Confirmation of the Charity Shield, and we've got Man City in the Carabao Cup. So I'm not betting our hedges of going through, but it would be nice if we could beat Man City and hopefully defend that competition. So let's delve into season 4 and see how we get on. Well, we've only just gone and done it again. Back-to-back Premiership titles. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Winning with 88 points. Last season we won it with 84, 4 points ahead. This time 88, 6 points ahead. Liverpool and Man City 6th and 7th. Newcastle down in 9th. Wow, I mean that is a big turnaround for the big clubs. It's literally just been turned on its head. But West Ham, come on the boys. Ferguson, 38 goals. He's the new Haaland. He has to be. That is just insane. Man City have lost the way a little bit, and so has Haaland, actually, to be honest. Let's have a quick look at him. He still looks absolutely phenomenal, though, doesn't he? If we compare him with Ferguson, let's have a quick look. I mean, Haaland, way better. He is 27-year-old to Ferguson's 23. Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference in goals, isn't there? Ferguson also gets 3rd best player of the league. Bowen, 14 assists. Restes, 15 clean sheets, joint 2nd with Vanana, with Tottenham's Vicario on 20, and Ferguson joint with Haaland for most player of the match awards as well. I mean, we've had a really good season there. Competition wise, not so well, although finishing right up there could be classed as a successful season, even though we didn't win anything else apart from the Charity Shield. So Carabao Cup, we got knocked out by Fulham on penalties away from home. Palace, Everton and Newcastle all go through. Palace winning it from Fulham. Wow, Palace at Fulham. Carabao Cup final, wow. FA Cup, we did get all the way up to the final and we lost 2-1 to City. City get their own back on us. The semi-finals, we beat Manchester United after extra time. Before that, we beat Sheffield United 1-0. Fifth round, 1-0 after extra time against Forest. I mean, they have been close. 4-1 over Swansea. And the third round, we beat Luton 3-1 as well. So they all have been relatively close. And the Champions League, we got all the way to the semi-finals. And Real Madrid, the team again. It's either Arsenal, Manchester City or Real Madrid that seemed to beat us 5-2 over the two legs. And I think we lost the first leg 1-0. So it was doable. But going back to Real Madrid, probably not. And the eventual winners, that's a shock. Real Madrid losing to Juventus. The league phase, we did finish in the top 8. 5th, in fact, with 6 wins over Wolfsburg, Fenerbahce, Napoli, 9-0 demolition of Dinamo, Leipzig and Celtic. But we did lose to Juventus and Inter. Round of 16 we go. 5-2 over Arsenal. Wow, we absolutely wiped the floor with them. Oh my God, we even beat PSG 3-1 over the two legs thanks to a 3-0 second leg victory. That is superb. And then we still lose out to Real Madrid. It's just not fair, is it? I'd say a bit unfortunate in the competition wise, but overall a Charity Shield and a league title gives us a chance to go for the Champions League again, and our side is getting better and better. Squad wise, 53 goals for Ferguson, 7 assists, fantastic stuff. And 31-year-old Bowen, who is actually wanted by Villa, Valencia and Al Nassr, so we'll see what happens there. But 16 and 22, can't go pulling them stats and not be in the team, can you? Luis, 13 and 8, not too bad. 11-15 for Kubo. Gravenberch, he got 11 of 14, so that's not pretty good. So he did get himself into the side as well. 8 of 5 for Kudus, 11 assists for Casado with 6 goals, 10 assists for Harvey Elliott with 6 goals as well. And I mean, our lads have done really well actually. 55 goals conceded from Restes with 24 clean sheets. That has to be the record so far. That is superb. But going on to next season though, finances, just £100 million to spend. But we have got masses of wages budget, 500,000, nearly 600,000 a week. That's incredible. We definitely can move that around. So let's go and spend this for the final season. So once again during the transfer window we lose one of our stars, and this time it's Jared Bowen. He goes to Saudi Arabia for a whopping £109 million. A year left on his contract. He's 32, 33. Who would say no? I would have loved to keep him here a bit longer. His stats look really good still. And at well, he's 31 actually. I thought he was older than that, but wow. If we could have kept him on for a bit longer, then I would have done quite easily and happily. But £101 million, you've got to snap them up really. We also lose Somerville. Been rather quiet over this rebuild, getting some little bits of game time here and there, but not really making any inroads into the side. He goes to Fenerbahce for up to £17.75 million. However, that did not stop us bringing in some more players. First up from Borussia Mönchengladbach is Pedro, right winger, £31 million. What can I say, 22 years old. I wouldn't say he's a replacement for any of our wingers currently, but a very good backup to have at least anyway. But very good physicals, mentals as well. He's got good dribbling skills also, and he can take a corner as well. But yeah, technique, work rate, yeah. We also bring in from Fiorentina £64 million, Michael Coyote, a wing back, replacement ready for Wan-Bissaka, and wow, 24 years old. His physicals look fantastic. He can cross the ball as well to go alongside that running up and down the wings. Got very good work rate, and thankfully his fitness is a 16 and above anyway, so that's pretty decent as well. And finally, from Bayern Munich, £66 million, we bring in a winger. Even though we got Pedro, it's good to have some young blood anyway. But 24 years old. Kudus is going to fight for his life now, but we have got backups either side. So they were the reasoning behind our signings. So Luis and Kudus, and now we've got Savio and Pedro. So very good backups. And if they can get into the first team, brilliant, because it can only make us better. So a measly £161 million spent this winter. We didn't need to spend everything. So I think with the side that we've got, I didn't really want to disrupt it. And saying that, we've not locked anybody in. So if we pick our best 11, we've got Lewis on the right, Savio on the left, Kubo, Ferguson up top. We've got Gravenberch, Casado, Guede, Demonde, Coyote, Kadlioglu and Restes. It's a fantastic side, whichever way you look at it. So I'm hoping for a third Premiership title now. And that goes alongside the Community Shield once again. We beat Man City on penalties. Ferguson getting 2 goals and also scoring one of the penalties, of which I think we win 4-3 against the Manchester City side, which I think is going down the pan a little bit in this save. But we beat Forest at the start of the Premiership 3-0. Ferguson scoring there. Everton, disappointingly, we draw 2-2. We draw with Fulham. Again, another disappointing result, despite Fulham going down to 10 men, and we get the goal first. Leicester, we beat 2-1, Ferguson getting a goal there, and Newcastle, we've just scraped through the third round of the Carabao on penalties. The Champions League, we've got Marseille, Juventus, Leverkusen, Hapoel Beersheva, we've got Roma, Barcelona, Real San Sebastian, and Spurs. The current line in 7th position, only 2 points off Man City, who are top, so maybe they might make a go of it this season, and we're predicted to finish 10th again in the Champions League stage. So let's jump into our final season and let's see if we can come up with more than a double this time round, because we have got the Community Shield and we're fighting on 4 other fronts. So let's see what happens. Well, that's the third title on the bounce in the Premiership. To say we've dominated over the past 3 seasons is an understatement. We have literally bossed it yet again. Despite losing 6 games, we do finish ahead of Man City, who gave a good go of it in the end. 4 points the difference, and we nearly threw it away with 2 draws in the last 5 games. But Man City did lose 3 of their last 5, so that's where they've lost it. 77 goals scored. We only conceded 33, which looks like the second best in the league, behind Man City actually, but we do score more than City, so we have a better goal difference overall, so that's magical as well. Haaland and Ferguson both get the golden boot. I don't know who wins it overall, but 30 goals apiece each this season. Probably not brilliant for Ferguson, judging on his form for the past 2 seasons, but we'll see how many goals he scored overall. But that is really, really good. Really pleased with that. As you can see, 3 Premiership wins on the bounce. West Ham are on the up. But we do get to the final of the Champions League finally, and we win it. We beat Juventus 3-2 for our first European Champions League trophy. That is phenomenal. That's 3 trophies so far this season. The Premiership, the Charity Shield, and of course the UCL. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. I can't believe we've finally won it. What a dream fairy tale ending as well to this rebuild. Just absolutely phenomenal. With one more goal coming towards the end. Kudos with a cracking goal. 15 shots to Juventus' 7, 9 on target, 1.92 XG. Doesn't seem right, does it? Possession, we beat them on possession. Yeah, I can safely say that we did deserve that, with Ferguson getting a 7.5, Kubo 7. Lewis played on the right, Savio on the left. I mean, it's the side that I probably would pick anyway, but yeah, that's pretty decent as well. The quarterfinals, we lost out to Manchester United 3-2 after extra time. Did they go on to win it in the end? They lost to Chelsea in extra time 3-2, so right back at them. And the quarterfinals of the Carabao, we got knocked out by Arsenal 2-1 away from home. Did they go on and win it? No, they lost on penalties to Manchester United, so it swings and roundabouts in the end, doesn't it? But that is a really, really good season. To say we dominated and then finally being the best in Europe is even better. And goals, 54 goals and 5 assists for Ferguson. He really has carried this team since joining. 15 and 16 for Savio, 14-19 for Lewis, 13 and 6 for Kubo, 11 and 7, 11 assists for Gravenberch, 10 for Casado, 10 for Harvey Elliott as well. Even Coyote gets 9 assists. I mean, it's been a brilliant performance from all the lads this season. 59 conceded in 61 from Restes. He's looking pretty good now as well. It has been an overall fantastic performance from the lads. That is really good. If you look at assists, yeah, it's quite a lot in there. But goals wise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in double figures, but nobody coming close to Ferguson. I'm guessing Ballon d'Or is the golden shoe, and it is Ferguson that has now won it in the past couple of seasons as well. Fantastic stuff. At the start it was Haaland, then Vinicius Jr., and then Ferguson's just come from nowhere. That is really, really good. 45 and 37 in the first time, 38 and 38, beating Mbappe and Lautaro Martinez to the title. Well done him. I think that's the first time we've ever had anything like this. I think this is one that we do need to check on. The Men's Player of the Year award in Europe as well. Ferguson gets second place. Mbappe beats him to it. So he didn't quite win it though. But Bruno did win it last year. Finances, I'm intrigued. Just the 70 million. Interesting. Not as much money being pumped in. Looking at our staff, again, doesn't look that amazing, even though how well we have done. But as always, let's see before we go, have a look at any records. Did we break any records? In fact, we did win a Champions League, 3 Premiership titles in a row. FA Cup we didn't manage to win, which I'm very surprised at. The Europa League we did win, and the Europa Conference we did win before that, before we started, and the Carabao Cup as well that we did win, and the South American Challenge I think was won as well, and the Community Shield we have won in the past couple of years as well. I mean, we've pulled in quite a lot of trophies, but I'm just intrigued where the money came from. So right at the beginning, oh, there was a tycoon takeover in June 24 where the initial money was. I don't think there's anything after that. I don't think he scales down funding, does Fuchs, in 27, so that's probably why we haven't had as much money. But if we have a look at records, see if we did break in, and see if Ferguson broke in. He must have done. So highest league position is their first in the Premiership. That is their first time we've won it, which is brilliant. Fewest league draws, 3 in the 25-26 season. Highest gate receipts, 2.96 million against Manchester United in the Champions League. Highest scoring match, 7-3 over Salzburg in the Europa League final. I mean, that is just insane. It really is. Ferguson, most goals in a season and most league goals in his season as well the same year. Ferguson always gets the highest average rating, which is brilliant. Most assists by players, Ward-Prowse 23, so nobody did beat him in the end. Restes, most clean sheets, 25, that's superb as well. Most player of the match awards, 13 by Ferguson. Sequencers, let's have a most matches won in a row, 15, wow. Transfers, Moise Caicedo, £75 million, the highest transfer fee we paid in 2026. And the highest received was the 108,512,000 for Jared Bowen, Saudi Arabia. I mean, that's just an insane. We had to let him go, unfortunately. I would have loved to keep him right to the very end. But yeah, we can't say no to that. I mean, other than that, there's quite a few records that we did break, but mainly Ferguson. He's just been absolutely superb. He really has. In fact, just have one more look at him, just looking at the beast. Just look at them. Everything's going up. Nothing's really gone up by that much, really, to be fair. I was expecting a few 20s by now, especially on finishing. But if we have a look at his development attributes and we go all time, everything's gone up. There's just a couple that have gone down, like teamwork and work rate, as well as free kick taking. Obviously concentrating on his finishing. But yeah, he's turned into one hell of a player, that's for sure. Really, really good. And 140 goals, league goals that is, in 148 appearances for West Ham. And what's surprising is nobody's after him. I'm really shocked. And he's only worth £95 million. That's a steal. Right, that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Or if you're new here, please press that subscribe button. Smash that like button as well if you enjoyed it. And if there's a particular team you would like to see me try and rebuild, doubt very much we'll have one as successful as West Ham. This has just been an insane rebuild. Then please let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next rebuild. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.